Before a world of heroes and villains, one power ruled it all.
Black Adam.
How are you today?
I'm great.
Yeah.
Yes, here, this is amazing.
Dwayne, let me tell you something. I've been geeking out about Black Adam for a few years now. What are the elements in this production that you really want your fans to learn how they came to life?
Introduce a character like Black Adam to the world for the first time. There was no reference to Black Adam. He's never been on a big screen before. Then also to introduce the first ever superhero group, it's the Justice Society of America.
Black Adam, we're here to negotiate your peaceful surrender.
I'm not peaceful. Nor do I surrender.
The elements about Black Adam that I'm really excited for the fans to see is that we wanted to make a superhero, anti-villain, supervillain, however you want to perceive Black Adam. We wanted to make a movie that was disruptive, that ushered in a new era in the DC universe. And what I mean by that is, respectfully, grow out, build out the DC universe.
You find us a cell that can hold them, we'll take care of the rest.
Who's on the team?
Hello! Welcome to my house now. Hello, how are you now?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Hello, everyone in Latin America.
Look at you, my girl with the mint dress. With the
We're matching a little
I love
bit.
it, I love
Candy
it.
colors here. You are Noah Centineo. You were involved in a lot of cool stuffs, but did you feel that maybe in this specifically movie, more people than usual in your private life are like, oh, let me come visit you on a set, how it's like hitting the gym with a rock?
I actually kept it really low key. So like people didn't really know what I was doing.
I didn't bring a passport.
We don't need passports. We're the Justice Society.
The thing that surprised me the most is that the Justice Society was the very first superhero team in existence ever. Right? They kicked it off before Justice League, before anybody. They were the very first. So they laid the path for everybody else. And now that we're finally getting back to tell their story, incredible.
Heroes don't kill people.
Well, I do.
So Dwayne, thank you for having me.
Of course, it's always good to see you, Gabby.
Good to see you again. And you know, I want to ask you, when was that moment when you saw yourself as a potential Black Adam for the first time?
When I first saw myself as Black Adam, I was a little boy. And what struck me was that he was brown skin. And I was like, oh, that's cool. It was almost like just a kid-like dream then that I could identify with him, but he wasn't on TV. So studios years later came to me saying, hey, we're thinking about a superhero. What do you think? Who could you play? Who are you interested in? You know, here's who we'd like you to play or to see if you're interested in. I thought, well, those are cool, but how about this guy, Black Adam? So I'm out to them. So it was years ago, it was probably about 12 years ago that conversation happened. And then 2 years later, it started to become a little bit more real. And so that then launched the journey of Black Adam for me, which has been now, Gabby, well over a decade. Even though I really wanted to make it 10 years ago, it all happened at the time that it needed to happen, at the time that it was meant to happen.
It's so funny doing this with headphones on because I can't.
Why are we doing this, by the way?
No. I'm just gonna commit to it though.
Different.
It's just different.
There's no music on, is it?
No. Figure I just keep them on just in case.
Quintess, I would like to start with you. You are rocking these slow motion scenes like no one else could. Is there a trick to do it? Because you look so good on it.
Really?
So great. It's like I want to do that everything in slow motion.
Yeah, when we were filming it, I would just like do it really slow, and they were like, "No, you need to do it really quick."
Like, how do you keep your face so composed?
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
I have no idea.
You look so graceful.
I'm just dying inside.
Aren't we all? Woo! Look at that suit. It's cool.
Thanks. You too.
How does it feel to have the most beautiful suit in the movie?
The suit is insane. It's incredible. The guys that worked on the team, that they did an amazing job, because I think they took the idea of what Hawkman's suit was and they just completely evolved it 100 times over. They did an incredible job, so I'm so proud to wear that suit.
But it looked really heavy, was it?
It was a little heavy. Yeah, it was a little heavy. Yeah, it was a bit, but you know, it was just, you know, getting a workout.
I know it got lost in all the confusion, but we still have some issues to settle here. There are only heroes and there are villains.
You know, Black Adam, he's an anti-hero. Yeah. You know, he blurs the lines between villain and hero. And it just goes to show you that, you know, life is not black and white. There's so much of gray.
Do you know what I love? That you're such a girl boss in this movie. She's jumping around, things are exploding around you. Yeah. What was the craziest thing that the director asked you to do on set?
Well, my first day, and I had this big stunt to do where I have to climb this, you know, gigantic sort of mountain.
Yeah.
And I have to swing from one end to the other. I have to make this huge, like, you know, death-defying jump. And that was my first day. And I started crying.
There have been some crying moments as well.
Sarah?
Yeah.
Of course. Sarah cries like this. It's incredible.
Going, I don't know if I can do this. Like, please tell my kids I love them. I thought I was gonna die. I was on wires, but I did it. But that's me. There's no stunt double. It's me.
Guys, you have to watch the movie to see all that craziness, okay?
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket?
He got a rocket. I wanted to know what was the craziest thing that the director asked you to do on set.
My character gets really big, so like I did performance capture, you know? I did like a couple cool stunts like with me where I like fell, but like no. Everyone will tell you I had the easiest job.
Cyclone, Smasher, now is your time.
I mean, I don't fly. I get big. That's what I do.
I think the craziest thing that he asked me to do was just like what I wanted to do. Because that, it doesn't happen often of like a director coming to you and being like, you know what, actually, like, what would you do? I don't know. I'm not you. I'm not your character. So whatever you think is right, you should trust that. And I think trusting myself more and embracing myself and my preparation was like a new thing. So it was scary, but whenever I see Cyclone, I'm the most proud I've ever been.
Let me talk a little bit about the details because we see a lot of Easter eggs in this. I think I saw something going on in your suit, in your bolt, like charging a little bit. What are the details that the fans really need to pay attention when they go to the movies?
Don't only pay attention to the superheroes or the villains in the movie. Look at the other ones around who will eventually become something else down the line.
It's his darkness that lets him do what heroes cannot.
The battle you're meant to fight is upon us.
There's no one on this planet that can stop me.
To be able to work aside this incredible cast, and not just this cast, but you have Hiram Garcia and Beau Flynn. These are titans. They're titans in this industry, and it's because they're good at what they do. They're so good and they're so creative. They're so talented. So I'm blown away that I get to be here tonight.
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's like, come on. This is the best.
I am with the right person to ask. Is there any possibility for us to see Black Adam in another DC movie next year? Maybe. Come on, DC fans love crossovers.
Oh, of course, and so do we. We are in the laboratory. We're cooking a lot of things up right now. So
And anything's possible, right? And the way we view the DC universe is it's all connected. So there's a possibility for any character to cross over at any time. That's how we like to think, and that's how we like to tell stories. So fingers crossed, we'll get what we want.
And also to the DC fans, I've been a DC fan. I was a DC boy growing up. I was all about the Super Friends every Saturday morning. So I've been DC through and through in my blood. I want to show the fans of DC with Black Adam, we listen to the fans. I will do everything I can to deliver for them, but I always want them to know I am listening and we are listening to them. And in Black Adam, there's a surprise or two that speaks to us listening to the fans.
Here we go. I kneel before no one.
I love how he's kind of on his path to know whether or not he wants to be a hero. Do you feel like you went through a similar path?
You know, here's the truth. 10 years ago, if they would have said, they meaning the studio, Warner Brothers would have said, okay, good, you're gonna make Black Adam, we're gonna make it right now. And we went to make the movie. The truth is, I'm not too sure if I could have made the same Black Adam because I just wasn't the same guy 10 years ago.
I told you, stop killing people. They look alive to me.
Because I saved them.
Well, that's why I waited until you were there. I got the information I needed. No one died. I did it your way.
So before leaving, DWAYNE, I have to ask you, what should I tell people when I leave this room? What's your catchphrase?
The catchphrase that I finally get right is, tell them the man in black sent you.
I'm probably not gonna sound as good as you when I say it, but I'll try.
You know the rule, every superhero needs a catchphrase. What was yours while you were shooting this?
What was my catchphrase when we were shooting this movie?
Oddly enough, my catchphrase was a joke. Because I'm Hawkman, I would just run around and be like, caw-caw.
Caw-caw. Okay.
Caw-caw.
The superheroes would be fighting and they wouldn't stop, but Adriana would come up and be like, hey, get it together.
Come on.
So I think for Adriana, it wasn't even as much of a phrase as it was just a look. Like, you know, when your mother just goes,
uh-huh.
You know, she was like the Black Adam whisperer.
Yeah.
All I had to do was like, and he would stop.
Every superhero needs a catchphrase. You guys are also superheroes for making this possible. What was yours?
I think you say our catchphrase is we were very optimistic. We always would say to each other, we're going to get there. We're going to get there.
And also, there's nothing we can't do, brother.
The way I feel empowered, I guess, walking away from set is because I understand what the effect of this is going to be. The conversations it's going to start, the conversations it's going to end, and the doors it's going to open, you know. So representation in that term, for me, I understand the real value. The little, you know, black and brown kids who are gonna be able to look at it and see themselves in this character. So for me, that's what I walk away with, and that's what I'm really kind of most grateful and excited for.
On top of that, like just the movie in itself is just magnificent and beautiful and so emotionally gorgeous.
It feels incredible, honestly.
Yes.
I'm like, wow.
It's an honor.
Yeah, it really is.
It's truly an evolution of what you think and know from what you've seen before. It is truly an evolution.
It just really also balances the drama, the comedy, the action, the music.
And
like
the action, I mean, guys, goosebumps.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I've never seen action scenes that could make me cry.
You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior.